What if the skies of Ukraine were suddenly filled not just with Russian Su-57s, the only stealth fighters? Moscow has but also with America F-22 Raptors and F-35 Lightning E's. Would Russia's Felon prove itself as an equal rival in this clash of stealth titans? Or would the appearance of American stealth fighters tilt the war so decisively toward Ukraine that it would expose a fatal miscalculation at the heart of Russia's strategy? That is the question we will explore, and the answer may surprise you. The Su-57, known by NATO as the Felon, is Russia's first and only fifth-generation stealth fighter. It was supposed to be the crown jewel of Moscow's aerospace industry, proof that Russia could keep pace with the United States in the stealth era. First envisioned in the early 2000s, it promised to combine agility, stealth shaping, advanced radar, and powerful long-range weapons into a single lethal package. After years of delays and setbacks, the first aircraft entered limited service in 2020. Yet even today, only a small number are operational, and their role remains uncertain. By contrast, the United States has fielded not one, but two stealth fighters. The F-22 Raptor entered service in 2005 and instantly set the benchmark for air superiority. It was the first operational stealth fighter in the world, designed to sweep the skies clean of any adversary, with thrust-vectoring engines, extreme agility, and an advanced AESA radar. It has dominated every exercise and scenario in which it has appeared. The U.S. Congress considered it so advanced that it banned exports, keeping the Raptors a uniquely American asset. Then came the F-35 Lightning II, a very different aircraft with a very different purpose. Instead of being a specialized dogfighter like the Raptor, the F-35 was built as a multi-role platform for mass production. Today, more than 1,000 are flying, operated not just by the United States, but by NATO allies and partners around the world. Its strength lies in its stealth, its revolutionary sensor fusion, and its ability to connect every friendly force in the battle space into one vast digital network. If the Raptor is the sword, the Lightning is the web. Together, they create an ecosystem of air dominance that no single aircraft can match. This is the paradox that defines modern air power. Russia has one stealth jet, produced in tiny numbers, untested in real combat, and yet it must somehow stand against not only the Raptors of the U.S. Air Force, but the growing global armada of F-35s. On paper, the Su-57 is formidable. It is highly maneuverable, with 3D thrust vectoring that allows it to perform extreme aerobatic. It carries long-range missiles, such as the R-23 CHAM, capable of engaging targets at distances up to 400 kilometers, far beyond visual range. And it has some stealth features that make it harder to detect than older Russian aircraft. But the devil is in the details. Western analysts believe the Su-57's stealth is far less advanced than that of American jets. Its radar cross-section is larger, its coatings less refined, its engines exposed. In a world where first to see, first to shoot usually means first to win, these differences could be decisive. A Raptor may detect a Felon long before the Felon knows the Raptor is there. And once locked on, the battle might already be over. Meanwhile, the F-35 fights in an entirely different way. It does not need to outmaneuver every opponent or rely on sheer speed. Instead, it uses its sensors to map the entire battlefield, sharing that picture instantly with allies. It allows missiles from a destroyer at sea or artillery on the ground to strike targets spotted by its sensors. In effect, the F-35 turns the battle into a team sport, one where every player is connected, and Russia's isolated Su-57 risks being surrounded. What does this mean in practice? In Ukraine, the Su-57 has appeared only at the margins. Reports suggest it has launched long-range missiles from deep inside Russian territory, but has avoided flying directly into contested airspace. If Moscow believed it could survive against Ukrainian defenses, surely it would already be flying boldly over the... Instead, the Felon is kept back, more a tool of propaganda than a frontline predator. Now imagine the hypothetical. If F-22s or F-35s were ever sent to Ukraine, this would not simply be a matter of matching aircraft to aircraft. It would unleash NATO's full networked power. The Raptor would dominate the skies in dogfight. The Lightning would integrate every piece of NATO intelligence satellites, drones, radars, ground units into one seamless picture. Russia's small Su-57 fleet, even if every aircraft performed flawlessly, would be badly outnumbered, outclassed, and outmaneuvered. And here lies the deeper problem for Russia. The issue is not that the Su-57 is weak. It is that there are too few of them, and they exist outside of a larger ecosystem. Modern air power is not about one aircraft. It is about the network. The United States built not just fighters, but a system. AWACS, planes for surveillance, tankers for refueling, satellites for coordination, and allies flying hundreds of F-35s in unified operations. Russia has none of that scale. Its lone Felon may be impressive, but it is still alone. This points to a strategic miscalculation. Moscow bet on one aircraft, assuming that the Su-57 would symbolize parity with America. But America did not stop at one. It built two stealth fighters, each with different strengths, and then multiplied their power by giving one of them the F-35 to allies around the world. Today, Britain, Italy, Norway, Poland, Japan, South Korea, and many others fly the Lightning. Together, they form a coalition of stealth that no Su-57 can hope to balance. Does this mean the Su-57 has no future? Not at all. It may yet prove deadly in the hands of skilled pilots. Its long-range missiles and agility are serious advantages. But the reality is sobering. Modern warfare is not about individual dogfights. It is about who sees first, who shoots first, and who commands the larger system. And in that contest, America's Raptors and Lightnings already hold the edge. Perhaps the true lesson is this: the age of the lone champion is over. In the 21st century, wars are won by ecosystems, not individuals. The Su-57 may be a lone wolf, but the United States has built a pack, and the pack almost always wins. So can the Su-57 really face the F-22 and F-35 as an equal? On paper, maybe. In isolated scenarios, perhaps. But in the real skies above Ukraine, or anywhere NATO chooses to fight, the answer becomes clear. Russia's Felon is outnumbered, outnetworked, and outmatched. And if America ever sent its stealth fighters into the conflict, the balance of air power would tilt decisively, exposing the limits of Moscow's grand design. That brings us back to the question we began with. If Su-57, F-22, and F-35 ever clashed over Ukraine, who would win? The evidence suggests that while the Felon is dangerous, it is the Raptors and Lightnings, backed by an entire system of allies and technology, that would decide the fight. The real danger for Russia is not that its Su-57 would lose it, is that it was never enough to begin with. So what do you think? Could the Su-57 ever stand toe-to-toe with America's stealth fighters? Or has the outcome already been written by history, numbers, and alliances? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Novastra Defense. Here, we explore the weapons and strategies that shape tomorrow's wars. This is Novastra Defense. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.